Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here again, back for another crafty video. So today, sorry, excuse my hands, I've been working on the grimoire over the weekend. But today we're going to just make some envelopes. Now, why am I going to make some envelopes? Because I am sick of writing cards and then messing up the envelope and then finding myself not having envelopes. And also, sometimes you get nice, really nice cards, and you get really horrible envelopes. You know, just plain white usually. Sometimes they're colourful, but like they're usually colourful. That means that if you try and put it in the post, you'll need a label on it because it's, you know, so garish. So you can make them out of your own white paper and card, but also you can make them really pretty. You know, this one I wouldn't mind putting a label on because it's such a pretty envelope. Anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I make them. There's lots of other ways to make them. I do have an envelope board, but I rarely use it. I'll be very honest with you because I don't need it. So this is a 5x7 card, and this was using a 12x12 sheet of paper, and this is a 6x4, and I started off with a 12x12, but I didn't need it all. So I'm just going to show you the two different ways that I make envelopes for cards and things, and also I'll use them for when I'm making, you know, like if you're going to make an envelope journal and you don't have all of the envelopes, then you can make your own. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. So let's get those cards out, because then I can show you what I'm going to do. So we will start with the very easiest. Well, they're both very easy. So we're going to start with a 5x7 because we're going to use a 12x12 sheet of paper. Now this paper I'm going to use, wait until I bring it into shot, a bit of a piece. So this paper I bought because I thought it looked quite Tim Holtzy. Okay, but it isn't a Tim Holtz. It's actually it came from where's the place it came from? It came from Amazon, and I think it's one of those ones. Yeah, it's a Chinese one. It's one that's come from, you know, Temu or Wish or wherever. But it's BKHYY. I don't know how you pronounce that. Good luck with that. Yeah, I bought it. I thought it was going to be double-sided. Of course, it isn't. Single-sided, but you know, great for making envelopes with. So let's find a piece that I like. So one of the other reasons, this is a bit of a cheat, I know, I'm gonna, just because I'm really honest with you, you know what I'm like, far too honest. One of the reasons I wanted to make some envelopes and keep it quite simple is because I'm trying to get on with the grimoire, and it's kind of taking up a bit of my time because I want it to be perfect, and I can't wait. I have to say, I cannot wait for you to see it. It is amazing, and I know I've made it myself and I shouldn't be saying things like that, but it's amazing. So anyway, I'm going to flip it over so that we've got it so that we're on a 10. So we're on a diagonal, not a 10. It's because I was looking at the 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the line. So this point is going to point to the 10, and this point is going to point to the 10, so that we've got our diagonal line. Yeah, cool. Okay. Then what we need to do is we need to put a piece of card on the paper, and we're going to say, right, okay, this is way too big. What we want is we want to have so from the corner you want to have about half an inch, about half an inch from the corner. Okay, so this, if you kind of just bring it up and you can see that there's way more than half an inch here, so we're going to need to cut it down. So go to about half an inch and put a little point on there. You can see that. I'm just going to put a pencil mark on there so you can see what I mean. So I've just made a line just there, and the same again on this corner, doing the same, bit of a pinch, put a line, and then that will tell you how much to cut off. Okay, because, you know, don't waste the paper if you don't have to. So we're going to pop that on there, get that on that line. I'm going to cut that down. So that makes it, what is it, about 9¼ inch, just under. We want to make it square, so hopefully they're about the same. Oh, blimey, could that not be any more perfect, Dave? And I didn't even follow the line. Oh. Anyway, sorry, I was kind of getting a bit excited there. Okay, so now again, what we need to do, pop it back on, so we've got. It's good to work on a mat like this, that where you can see the lines. So we're pointing at the 10 here and pointing at the 10 here. Bring our card back into shot, and we're going to pop that on there, and then we're going to try and get this in the center. So we're going to use this line here, so this line here, and it comes through here, and we're going to line this edge up to that line, and then this edge here up to this line. Yeah, so because then that means that this is in the center of this. Okay, so now what we want to do is we just want to fold up one of our sides. Now you don't want to fold it so that it's, if you ever look at an envelope, it's never the same size as the card. There's a little bit of gap. So you're going to have a little bit of a leeway. So when you fold it up, you can have a little bit of a leeway, and you can kind of see it. Like, let me see if I can move that up and you can see what I mean then. Okay, so if I'm bringing this over, I've got this leeway here, which is, I don't know, 1/4 inch maybe. So we're going to do that, and we want to make sure it's kind of straight all the way down. And we're just going to put that line in there. Okay, I'm just going to score that in. Okay, so we're going to do the same on this side again. We're just going to do the same amount, so about a 1/4 inch. Like I say, it's not bob on accurate, but you want to just have a little bit of space either side. You can have a little bit less, but don't go too much less, because you don't want it to be the same size. Okay, so then once you've done that, you can bring this card down, and you want to sit it in the middle of this. So again, now what you're going to do is you're going to bring this up. Now this doesn't want to be really close, but what you are going to do is you're going to fold over these corners. So by that I mean we're not going to fold it so it meets this edge here. We're going to over fold it so that we're folding a bit of the doubled up paper over on that corner, and we're going to do the same again on this corner. Now I'm just going slow because I want you to see what I'm doing. So we're going to put that line in like that, and we're just going to put a score line in, and then this top piece we're going to bring down again, and we're just going to overfold on that top edge. Let's just bring it down so we can kind of get this straight. Well, as straight as we can, Dave. As straight as Dave can do. Anyway, and we're going to bring that down, and we're going to fold on that top edge there. Don't worry if it's not perfect. It's perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect to be perfect. Okay, now when we've opened it out, what you're going to do is where these over creases are, over folds are, we're going to round this corner. We're going to round it to that corner, and then we're going to do the same again. We're going to round it to that edge. So if you open out an envelope, they have this kind of rounded in corner. I'm going to do that on all of our corners. I'm going to round it in to that very corner where all the folds meet, and then round it again to that edge. I'm going to do the same again, just going all the way around until you've done it all. Now this is what an envelope punch will do for you. It does this kind of shape for you, but you don't need it because I'm showing you how to do it without. So, and then so much nicer to receive a card in a nice envelope. Not that we send many cards, but when you do, you want them to be special. Okay, so there we go. That's that. And we're going to put our card in just so you can kind of see where it is. Okay, so we've got plenty of leeway either side of here, but we've got this where it overlaps here, and that's the bit that you need, because that's the bit that you're going to glue, and there. Okay, before we glue it, what we're going to do is just pick it up, and we're going to round this bottom corner. We're going to round this corner. So we're just going to pick a mark on one side and just go round to a similar sort of space on the other side. There you go. So you've got a rounded bit here, and you're going to do the same on this corner. And again, an envelope punch will do this for you. Now you could do it with a corner rounder here, but I find that the corner rounders are a bit shallow, just a bit of a tiny thing, whereas I prefer a bigger rounded bit. Just pick a corner, pick a position and round it off till it goes round to a similar sort of place on the other side. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold this up to here, and we're going to glue it. But we're going to glue this. So don't glue here, because remember this sits over that edge there. And it's much harder to see where that you're going to glue to. So you hold that down, put a line of glue on that edge. Don't put too much on, because it'll just all squeeze out and seal your envelope shut. A line down there. And you can do it with a straight hand, with a steady hand. I can't. That's impossible. Me with a steady hand. Nope, doesn't happen. There we go. So that's your card. Hopefully you've not glued it down, Dave. No, you haven't. Okay, so that's going to go in there, and then that's going to close down. And then however you seal that is up to you. So you can get resealable glue, that's like tacky but isn't sticky. But if you use a gum strip, you would lick it shut anyway. So you can just glue it shut, or you could put one of those Velcro dots on there. But there you go. That's a really simple. That's the classic shape envelope. Okay, so this time we're going to make one. Shall we use some of this funky paper? It's a bit funky for me. That's way funky, more funky. So this has come out of a book. So we're just going to trim this edge off. Like it's come out of a crafting book. One of those ones that tells you how to craft. Not that I need any advice on that. I think I'm going to use the other side. I like that side better than this. And again, okay, sorry. Now this time we're doing it this way round. So what you want to make sure with this one is that your card, its width of it, is less than the height of your paper. So this, if you flip it over twice, so if you put it on the bottom edge here. You flip it over, go there to there. It's higher than the paper. You don't want it to be shorter than the paper, and shorter than the card, and you don't want it to be just on the margin. Otherwise, you won't have much of a lip. Okay. So what we need to do again is we need to leave ourselves about 1/4 inch all the way round. Okay, except for this top part. So on 3 sides, that's the left side, the right side, and the bottom. You want to leave about 1/4 inch space. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either use scoreboard, sorry. You can either use a scoreboard, or you can just do it without. I'm going to do it without, just because not all of you have a scoreboard, and I know that some people have said that. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop it on my mat again, like that, and I'm just going to put a line. There is a blob on my mat, which means it's not sitting flush. What is that? There's a blob of glue. There we go. Got rid of it. Okay. So 1/4 inch. That's this line. Sorry, 1/2 inch. We're going to use. That's this line here. And then I'm just going to use either a ball tool or the very tip of your scissors. In fact, I'm going to use the tip of my scissors because other people don't have what I have. So I'm just going to... Now, I'm not pressing hard. I'm just making a line on the paper. Okay. And then we're going to do the same again across the bottom edge. Now, normally I would turn the paper, but I'm trying not to confuse you. going to do it like this, probably in your way. Oh, completely missed that line. Okay, so that's the first one there, and second one there. Okay, now we need to put our piece of card back in. Okay, so again we want to leave a little bit of a space down this edge away from this fold here, and we want to leave a little bit from the bottom here, and then we want to do the same. I want to put another line on this side, so I'm just going to square off my paper on the mat so I know where it is, where all the lines are. Okay, so that's that one. That sits on that line. That's fine. Yep, that one there. Cool. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that the edge of the card sits away from where the fold is. You can see where the fold is there. Okay, and it sits away from the bottom there. Okay, and so then we're going to do another fold this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit it like this, and rather than using something to score it with, I'm just going to sit it like that, take this off, and use my... Oh, let's just make sure that's straight first, Dave. And then I'm going to use my ruler to fold up against. And just like lifting it up with your fingers and then running your nails across that side, or the tips of your fingers if you don't have any nails. Okay, and then we've got this fold here, and we just want to make sure that we've got about ½ an inch away from the fold. I'm going to turn it over so you can see that fold. You can see the fold easier that side. And again, I'm going to pop it on here, get my fold on the line. And there. So it's on this line here. So that means I'm going to cut on this, wherever the line. Why is it gone from being a dotted line at this end and to a solid line at that end? That doesn't help. But we're going to put that on there. I'm just going to trim that off now. If you want to use a pair of scissors, just draw a line and cut it down. Take that off. That's a bit of waste paper now. Okay, so now we've got these folds, and you just now want to double check. Does my card still fit in there? Yes, it does. That's wonderful. That's marvelous. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, so there are two ways to do this. I'm showing you the easy way. So this way is where you have this bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to fold this over, okay, so that it folds up to here. Now I know you're thinking, hang on a minute, it's not going to have very much of a lip, either this one or this is going to be too much of a lip, but that's because I'm showing you the easy way. So again, we're just going to put it on there, on a line. Right, now we're going to fold on this line here. Again, just lifting it up to the ruler and folding it over. Okay, and then we're going to, I think I'm actually going to cut on this line. So where the paper already has a line in it, I'm going to cut on there. Okay, so that gives us our top flap, and then what we do is we take the piece of paper that we've just cut off and we pop that on there, and then it should overlap itself, and you glue it down there. Now I'll finish that, and I'll show you the other way to do it. So I just want to make sure I cut the right bit off. Cut off the two folds that you've done either side. There. Not easy on this paper, because I can't really see where it is. Okay, so just open this back out again. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to cut, as though you were making a box, you're just going to cut across that line there diagonally, so that when these two pieces fold, they sit together like that. Do the same on this corner, across that line there diagonally. Okay, and then what we're going to do at the top here is, first of all, we're just going to snip into that first line. So on the score line, snip into the first line, on the score line to the first line. Then we're going to cut the top bit off, so the top overfold. You don't want to do this one. You don't want to cut that off, otherwise the envelope won't go together. And then we're going to down to there, and then we're just going to round that. And again, you could use corner rounder, but I'm going to just do it freehand because, well, I was going to say because I can, but I don't know whether I can. Around to the tip there. Get rid of those bits. So now what we've got this shape. Okay, we can round the corners here. Okay, and pop that on, and you're going to glue this onto here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, again, rather than gluing this and not knowing where to finish the glue, we're going to glue this on 3 sides. Just bear with me. Apologies, I've had a call from my work. The burglar alarm is going off, so I'm going to have to finish this video very quickly. And go and answer that call out. So that's that. Okay. Anything where it just overhangs a little, you can just snip that away. Just make sure you don't cut off the fold. And then that goes into there. And there you go. You've made another envelope. Right. Now, very quickly, because I've got to go to that call out, I'm going to show you the other way to do that. And I will use a piece of, oh, that's the cover of this kit that I've got. So it's called Attractive Time. It's not very, you can tell it's obviously English is not their first language. So again, let's use a card. Use the 5x7 this time. Except for Dave, I think you've glued that into the thing. You have. Oh, it's like glued on the back. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to line it up again. We're going to put the card on, but we're not going to put it at the bottom. Again, what you want to do is you want to get a half-inch score line down the side. So I'm going to do this very quickly. So I'm using a scoreboard. Cheating, I know, but you know. So I'm going to put a score line down there. That isn't a very straight one, but it'll do. Okay. We're going to pop the card on, and we're going to think about the size that we want the flap to be. So you want it to be about 2/3 of the way down. So about there. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop a little bit of pinch line there. Turn this round on the scoreboard. Find whatever line that's on there, and we're just going to score that in. Oh, it's 3.5, that one. Okay, we're going to take that off again, pop that onto there. So that's going to be our top flap. Okay, and then our bottom flap, we don't need the score for because we're just going to fold. So we're just going to fold this one up. Make sure it's a nice straight line that side. Put a pinch line in there. Okay, and then we're going to turn it round. And then we're going to do the same again. We want to make sure it's a little bit away from this, from here. So you want to make sure that you don't overfold. Pinch it. Put a line in there. So like when you lift it up, you'll see you've got a bit of a space all the way round, bit of clearance. And then we're going to cut 1/2 inch away from this line. And in fact, because I've got to go out to a call out. I'm going to speed this up a bit by doing this, because like most people would have just said, right, I'm going now, but no, I'm in the middle of a video, so there's nothing I can do to stop it from happening. It's already happened. So fold it over like this, fold it over like this. So now what you'll find is these overlap in the middle. They do. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to cut off the outer two pieces here. I'm like a swan at the moment, aren't I? I'm graceful and elegant on the outside, and inside I'm thinking, oh, whoopsie, I've got to go out to a call out. Oh, drat, I don't even have any. Well, it's not that I don't have any fuel, but I don't have much fuel in my car. I'm going to have to fill that up before I go as well. Okay, so there we go. So that's that. So remember, we need to, this one we don't need to do much with. We're just going to just snip it out so it doesn't get in the way. There's no bulk in the bottom of the crease, and this one we're just going to round off. I can't do that on that side. I have to do it this way. This is a bit, I don't think I can do it this way. Of course I can. Of course I can. Who's a Corsican? I'm not Corsican, I'm British. Sorry. No time for jokes, Dave. Just get on with it. Look at my steady hands. You're so glad I'm not a doctor, aren't you? And again, we're just going to snip the corners here. And here. Stick that down like this. So again, put the glue on this piece rather than the flaps. That way then you know how far to go up. Fold that up, stick that down, and Bob's your uncle. You've now got a nice little envelope. There you go, with attractive time written down the side, and any overlap you can just snip off. There we go. Cool. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Make yourself some attractive time envelopes, or like that. So lots of different styles. You can go and knock yourself out. Please don't knock yourself out, but you know, enjoy. So there we go. So nice and simple. Thank you very much for watching. No time to stop now. Thanks very much for watching. My name is Dashing Dave, and you know what? I love you all, without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and don't set off the burglar alarm, so I have to come out. All right then, take care, folks. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.